Xander wanders around the city of Solus quickly. He visits various stores looking for something he needs to help Kiva. He ventures to many different herb and flora shops in search of a particular plant. Though he wasn't sure what the humans called it, he remembers what he is looking for distinctively. He sighs and looks up towards the sky, and his brow furrows when he notices that noon is fast approaching. He quickly took some cloth from a pouch on his belt and stuffed some into his horse-like ears. He hates noontime in the city, for when it strikes, the bells around the city ring out to ring in the start of the afternoon, which for the mighty Centurion warrior was too loud for his advanced hearing compared to the humans. As the bells rang out through the city, Xander put his hands over his ears and he shudders, trying to block out the noise, but it isn't easy. When he turns to the side for a moment, he notices a small store with a sign with a leaf on it that catches his eye, and the word Shah written on it. This piques his interest, and he heads over to the shop and opens the door. Small bells chime his entry, which alerts an elderly woman shopkeeper that's in the back of the shop that she has a guest that has arrived. When she comes up to the front of the shop, she has a great fright at the sight of Xander's sheer size. She's never seen such a large person standing in her tiny shop before. Xander has to scrunch his knees a little so he can stand in the store to look at the various plants on display in the cases, pots, shelves, and various containers around the shop. The woman's shock subsides when she notices that Xander is in deep thought and sees that his eyes shift from foliage to foliage, seemingly seeking something in particular. "Can I help you, young man?" she says in her soft voice. Xander's attention does not leave the different leaves on display, which makes the old woman annoyed, thinking that he is ignoring her. So she asks him again a little louder. Again, Xander's attention was drawn more to the plants before him than to her. The woman shakes her head in anger and moves behind one of her counters, grabs her broom. When she comes back up behind Xander, she swats him with it. "If you're going to ignore me in my own shop, then shoo whatever you are," she says angrily. The broom swatting Xander takes him by surprise, making him stand straight up, banging his head on the ceiling. Then he falls to one knee with a grunt. The dust from the broom falls and tickles his nose, making him sneeze, and it knocks out one of the pieces of cloth that was in his ear. He can now hear the woman trying to shoo him away.
Ma'am, please, I'm just here to purchase some of your leaves. They're for a dear friend of mine,"
he says as he puts up an arm to protect himself from the broom and pulling the other cloth from his other ear. When the shopkeeper sees that he's looking and talking to her, she cranes her neck and gazes up at the shop ceiling and notices the hole that he put in the ceiling from the head bonk. She looks at Xander with a scowl. "I hope you intend to buy enough so I can repair my ceiling that you damaged," she says in a huff. Xander looks at the hole in the ceiling. He bows to her in respect and promises to fix it a little later if she can help him find the herb he is looking for. Intrigued by his kindness and the promise, the older woman aids him. Xander describes in great detail what he is looking for. To his great surprise, the elderly shopkeep quickly shuffles to the back of the shop, and when she returns, she hands him a small box and tells him everything he needs is in the box. Then she instructs him how to properly prepare what's inside. Happy that he has found what he is looking for, Xander pays for the items double the amount for the trouble he has caused the shopkeeper. Then he rushes back to the North Tower barracks. Once there, he heads to Kiva's quarters. and he knocks on the door, and a muffled
"Come in."
is heard from the inside. When Xander enters, he asks how Kiva is feeling. She replies with one word.
"Ichiho."
Then she starts sneezing and coughing. She does notice the box that Xander is carrying and asks him what is in it.
This should help with your cold, Kiva. Took me most of the day, but I managed.
He replies and begins to prepare the contents of the package. He boils some water. Once it's good and hot, he drops the leaves into it. Xander notices some honey at the bottom of the box and adds a couple of drops to the liquid. Then he hands the tea to Kiva and softly strokes her hair.
Please get better, Kiva.
He says she thanks him for the tea and softly sips it.